What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. In the last episode, we played a ton of minigames and got ourselves a few pieces of heart. In this episode, well, we're going to kick things off by playing the Song of Time and going back to the dawn of the first day because, well, I think it's finally time we make our way into the mountains and see what we can do in that area. And it makes sense to do that on the first day, just so we have enough time to actually do everything. Well, I mean, hopefully we will. Like, I may have to reset time after the next major temple, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about that now. Instead, let's travel all the way back to the dawn of the first day. So now, we have 72 hours again to save the world. But don't worry, we're like the master of time, so that's more than enough for us. Alright, actually real quick, before we do anything, let's actually play the inverted Song of Time. That way we can slow things down a bit, so we're not like totally rushing around doing everything super quickly, and we can take our time to enjoy the scenery and smell the roses, as it were. Alright, so now that that is done, before we leave Clocktown, let's actually go and visit the banker and get some rupees, just as sort of like a, I don't know, startup fee, if you will, in case we need to buy anything. So, let's grab like, I don't know, 30 rupees. That seems like a good amount. Alright, so now that we got those, we're pretty much done here, so let's just exit via the north exit, because that'll take us closest to the mountains. And, yeah, because we reset time, guess what? We need to talk to the guard again. Hooray! And actually, a bigger problem is that, since we did reset time, we don't have bombs or arrows, and we do need those to get into the next area. Thankfully, there is this little, like, grass patch here, so hopefully it'll be nice and give us everything that we need. I definitely saw bombs there, so hopefully we can get some arrows and... Oh, wait, there it is. Give me those arrows. There we go, finally. Sweet. So now we are good to go. Thank goodness for that little grass patch. Alright, let's just quietly sneak past this guy because I do not want to deal with him. Like, I'm sure later on we will have to fight one of those, but for now, trust me, it's better if you just avoid it. So, let's just head up here and, let me grab my bow real quick since I will need that because, well, if we target onto Tattle, yeah, we can sort of shoot this icicle thing, and if we shoot it once, it's going to wiggle. If we shoot it again, it's going to break the giant sort of like ice things that were blocking our path, and now we can go up the mountain. And yeah, things are going to get a little slippery up here, so in certain areas there will be ice physics. Just be very wary of that, although for the most part we should be fine since we're pretty much just going to run through this area. We do need to blow up these giant things of snow, but you know what, we can use our blast mask instead, so there we go, boom, no bombs required, although I guess if you don't have the mask, you might as well just use your bombs. I gotta say though, I'm really glad that we have the blast mask because it is so useful, so I'm happy that we finally got it. Anyways, right up here, guys, is the next area, which is Mountain Village, and this area is pretty dang cool and very large, so we've got a lot to explore. One minor change that they made to this area is that they actually did move the owl statue pretty much right next to this house. So of course we're gonna activate this, that way we can soar back here at any time. And this house is pretty dang important. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do here, but not a lot we can do right now. Let's check out the sign though. Mountain Smithy, we sharpen any sword, we work hard so your sword works hard for you. So yes, there is a way to upgrade your sword in this game, and we will do that later on. Trust me, you want to do that later on. But for right now, let's just head out back behind this house and see what else we can find in this area. I actually like this part of the game a lot because the sort of like species that we meet later on is one of my favorites in the entire Zelda series, so I'm looking forward to hanging out with them. Anyways, we got ourselves a white wolfos over here. These guys are pretty easy to take care of. What you want to do is wait for them to attack twice, turn their back, and then if you do a jump attack, you'll kill them instantly. It's much easier to fight them that way. We got Tingle over here as well, so let's shoot him down and get the map of this area. That way we can see exactly where we are and where we're going. That's pretty much why I got the rupees, just so I could actually buy this map. So yeah, we're gonna buy the map of Snowhead, and there we go. Now we can sort of see everything, which is pretty dang nice. Alright, Tingle, thanks for the map. Get out of my face. Anyways, now that is done, we're pretty much going to ignore everything in this section of Snowhead and head up here because, well, this is where pretty much the important stuff happens. This is Goron Village. Kinda weird that Gorons would be living all the way up here considering, like, it's pretty dang cold and... yeah, from that guy's shivering, it doesn't seem like the Gorons really like the cold. We really can't do anything to help them out right now, so instead let's just head back here and check it out. It is our owl friend. What's up? Hoo-hoot! We meet again, fairy child. Have my stone statues been of help? I totally forgot this guy's original voice. Well, it seems you may have the strength to change the fate of this land as I had expected. But the road ahead is even more challenging. Many trials await you. Please watch over these Gorons around you. Their land is doomed to be smothered in snow and ice forever, just like Connecticut. It will become a land where no living thing can survive. Without courage and determination, you surely will collapse from the extreme conditions. But if that courage and determination burns bright within you, then that's another story. So, will you proceed? Heck yeah, man! Hoot! You are a child of many strengths. Well, perhaps you do have enough strength to change the fate of this mountain after all. I shall take to the air now, flying towards that shrine across the way, so follow behind me. Do not be daunted by appearances. Instead, let your feelings guide you, and the true path shall open up before you. Use the Force, Link. Are you ready? Follow behind me. Alright, so this guy is pretty much going to fly across a seemingly impossible to get across gap, but as he's flying, he's also dropping feathers. And his feathers are actually landing on invisible platforms, so we can use those as sort of a guide and figure out where it is actually safe to jump. Now, I recommend taking this very slow and make sure you do not roll while you're jumping, because if you do that, you may end up, like, jumping directly off one of the platforms and completely miss the next one. So, try and take it slow, but also be quick, because after a while, the feathers do disappear. I know, it's kind of a jerkish of the game to do that. Hoot! I've certainly been assured of your courage and determination. From here on, you must not be fooled by appearances. You must rely on your feelings. Now, enter the shrine. Something that will aid you in your quest lies within. Use that item while returning from here. Alright, cool. A brand new item? Heck yeah, man. I'm excited. Let's go inside and see what it is. And yeah, just like that, there is a chest chilling right out in the open. So, let's open this bad boy up. And inside, we're going to get a very useful item. It is the Lens of Truth. So what this thing does is allow us to see invisible objects. It does consume magic power though, so keep that in mind. Anyways, inside this cave there's a couple of things that we can collect if we blow up this rock right here. Underneath it is a chest, and I believe this one contains 50 rupees? Yeah, there we go, sweet. I'm pretty sure there's actually a hidden chest in here as well, so let me grab my Lens of Truth real quick and we'll turn that on. And wouldn't you know it, there is the chest. Alright. And ooh, hang on. There's a Skulltula blocking our path. Let's just take him out real quick. And now we can open up this chest, which I'm pretty sure just contains more rupees. Yes, indeed it does. Alright, so, I want you guys to look at the bottom screen. Notice how the magic meter is depleting when we have the Lens of Truth on. So yeah, you do not want to keep that on when you're not using it. Although, we will actually need to use it to make our way back to safely, since, we won't be able to see these invisible platforms without it. Also, yeah, how nice of the freaking bird to lead us over these ice-covered invisible platforms with nothing but feathers. Like, come on, man, you could not make our life a little bit easier. Anyways, just do this very, very slowly. That way you do not fall off on your way back. And what the heck is that? Looks kind of like a ghost of a Goron. Let's talk to it. Can it be? Are you able to see me? If you can truly see me, then follow behind me. Alright, I mean, it's kinda creepy, but who am I to say no to the ghost of a dead Goron? This character is really important to the overall story of the game, and it's actually just a cool character in general. Like, I'm really excited because after we follow him, we'll learn a little more about him, and I'll learn a little bit about what's going on here in Snowhead, and it's just like super interesting, but also at the same time, kinda sad. If you're worried about consuming all your magic by leaving on the Lens of Truth, yeah, you can take it off and you can still follow his shadow, so you don't particularly need to have it on the entire time, but I think I'll just leave it on since we do have the double magic, so we should be fine. And, I don't know, I just like being able to see his floating, sparkly body. It's kind of cool, I guess. Alright, so what's he doing? Looks like he's going to make his way into the next area, so I guess we have no choice but to follow suit after him. And, might as well re-equip our lens. And yeah, thankfully he does wait for us if we get separated far enough away, so there's like no, rush in terms of following him. Now, we're actually going to take a little bit of a shortcut and just head down here, mainly because I want to point out this old frozen Goron. He's very important later on, so just keep in mind that he's old and he's frozen. Alright, so let's head up here, and hey, right in time, Goron Ghost, you met up right exactly with us. I'm pretty sure one of these little snow things, yeah, there we go, contains magic, so if you are getting low, just hit that, and it should pretty much always give you magic. Alright, so it looks like, again, he is just gonna go into the next area, so let's follow right behind him. And now we are back in Mountain Village, and of course, he is just waiting right over here for us. We're actually almost to the end, so we've only got to follow him a little bit longer, and then we'll learn all about this guy, which is honestly the most interesting part. Now, once you get over here, yeah, this guy sort of like flies up and leaves you behind, but there is a way to follow him up, and it's actually just by crossing this like frozen lake and climbing this ladder, which normally is invisible if you don't have your Lens of Truth on. So yeah, use that to make your way up here. Now, it sort of does split off into different paths. The correct path is right, left, right. So use that when you're climbing it. If you don't want to like use that, I guess you can like look up from the bottom and figure it out yourself. But yeah, it's just right, left, right. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to use that. Also, make sure you're spamming the B button because, like I said, you do climb or move around ladders a lot faster if you just like mash the B button. Anyways, looks like he's gonna go inside this area, and this is the last place we need to follow him to, so let's head inside the Goron graveyard. Yeah, kinda weird, right? I guess, let's just talk to this guy. The Soaring One said the one who could see me would be arriving soon. It seems that it turned out to be true. I am Darmani III. The blood of proud Goron heroes runs in me. This feels strange for me to say, but when I was alive, I was a renowned warrior and veteran. Yes, when I was alive. But alas, I am now dead. I was fine until I marched off to Snowhead by myself, hoping that I could drive off a demon. It had been wreaking havoc on Goron Village. Then, the blizzard at Snowhead blew me into the valley, and now, here I am. How infuriating. As I am, I can only watch as Goron Village is slowly buried in ice. I may have died, but I cannot rest. So, you can use magic. The Soaring One also told me that you are able to use it. I beg you, bring me back to life with your magic. If it is beyond your power, then I beg you to do this for me instead. Heal my sorrows. Any way that you can do it will suffice. Please, heal my sorrows. Well, we know we can't bring him back to life, but at the very least what we can do is try and ease his pain and regrets by playing the Song of Healing. So I'm sorry, Darmani, but this is all we can do for you. What a soothing melody. My sorrows are melting away into the song. Now, Darmani's story is very tragic because, honestly, he was the leader of this tribe and pretty much every other Goron looked up to him, and it was his job to protect his village, so he went off to Snowhead to do just that, but unfortunately, he met with a terrible fate, and because of that, he was left with the regret of not being able to protect his village. So instead of passing on, he was just sort of frozen, kind of like Snowhead, if you will. And he could do nothing but watch as his village was just helpless, which is honestly worse than just dying if you ask me. But with that, we get ourselves another mask. I leave my undying feelings with you. The deeds I accomplished while living are carved on my grave. You should read it. Also, check out my mixtape, fam. But there we go, guys. We got ourselves another mask, the Goron mask. This mask contains the spirit of a proud Goron hero. So obviously, when we wear this mask, we will inhabit the body of a Goron, which is pretty dang awesome because I absolutely love the Gorons. For the Goron village, I have asked for your assistance. But yes, with Darmani's last wish, he asks us to save his village, which I guess is the least that we can do. But real quick, let's check out this mask and see what happens when we wear it. Well, obviously, we will transform into a Goron, and my gosh, we look absolutely amazing. I love the Gorons, dude. But, while wearing it, we can press B to punch and then also attack with our butt. But that's not all. We can press A to curl up, and then if we press B, we can do this weird, like, ground pound thing, which is pretty cool. Then, while curled up, if we move the control stick forward, we can actually roll around for a very fast method of travel. A lot faster than using our bunny hood. Anyways, that's pretty much the basics of the Goron mask. So now, let's come over here and grab onto the back of Darmani's grave. Like, yes, we did ease his spirits, but that doesn't mean we aren't going to deface his grave because, yeah, check it out. Move this thing back, and some hot, steamy spring water pops up, and oh boy, we can do a number of different things with this. So let's take out our bottles and fill both of these up, and if we pour this on some frozen stuff here in Snowhead, it's actually hot enough to melt the ice, so you can imagine that this stuff is going to be very, very useful. Now that we got 2 bottles full though, let's get out of here because this stuff will cool after a certain amount of time, so we do need to be quick. You're... No, you're not. The Great Darmani. Are you? Then just whose grave was I making? Did you come back to life because it was so warm beneath your grave? Yeah, so that's sort of your hint about the hot spring, but even the Gorons are having trouble, like, you know, accepting that Darmani is gone, I guess you could say. Anyways, let's thaw this frozen Goron out just because I hate to see him like that. So there you go, buddy. Nice and warm. Welcome back to the land of the living. Huh? What have I been doing? Oh, are you alright, brother? You were frozen, but the Great Darmani saved you. The Great Darmani? What's wrong with you? Are you half asleep? Did you hear this guy? The Great Darmani died not too long ago and is lying in his Huh? Darmani! I was shocked too, but somehow it seems the Great Darmani isn't dead. Really? With this, a star of hope appears over Goron Village. Great Darmani, please do something about the blizzard blowing in from Snowhead. Alright, well, honestly, I don't have the heart to tell these Gorons that Darmani is dead, so we'll just let them believe that he's still alive. I mean, we are sort of inhabiting the spirit of Darmani by wearing the mask, I guess you could say, but it's not quite the same. Anyways, let's make our way back towards the Goron village, and along the way there is something else we can actually unthaw. And no, it's not the older Goron that I was talking about, although we will unthaw him later on, but there is something that is slightly more important than him, so let's just head right over here. And we saw this last time we passed through this area, but this hole is covered up by a block of ice. So if we thaw this out, we can enter this hole, and inside is actually, guess what? Another hot water spring. And that will play an important role later on because, like I said, hot water cooled very, very quickly. So having quicker access to one of those is very nice. Anyways, here we are back in Goron Village, and now that we do have the Mask of Darmani, we can do a couple of things and see if we can help out the Goron tribe like Darmani asked us to. But you know what? I think we'll start doing that in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.